I'm looking for 10,000 in the midst of a million. Listen, listen. I'm looking for 10,000 in the midst of the million. 10,000 fearless men. Who say death is sweeter than continued life under tyranny. The killing of Darius Stewart and the killing of black men and women by police has to stop. And I know that there are police in every city that try to do their jobs. But I also know that there are police in every city that are rogues who use their badges and their authority as a license to kill. I say this very humbly. This has reached the point of explosion. I have pleaded with the government of the United States of America to do their job. We are supposed to be living in a civilized society. We are not supposed to take vengeance when someone does evil to us. That's what government is supposed to do so that the society remains civil. But when the government fails, when liars are judges, when liars are medical examiners, when liars are prosecutors, when liars are district attorneys, when liars allow murder to go on and we go home grieved, and the murderer goes home to dinner with his family, when our women are beaten and killed while under detention, how long can we as a people endure such without responding appropriately when government fails to act? There is in the Bible and in the Holy Quran a law of retaliation in matters of the slain. In the time of Moses and the Mosaic law, which became the law that governs, out of the Mosaic law comes the law that societies adopt so that peace can be maintained at all times, then there must be just judges. There must be a police force that does serve and protect. There must be prosecutors who know how to charge a grand jury and indict a hamburger the process is so skewed. But who will watch to see that justice comes to the citizenry of America? Oh, the white community is in a better place because blacks that patrol in white communities don't do to them what whites do when they patrol ours. They want to blame Farrakhan for radicalizing the people. I say to white America, look in the mirror. Every time an act of hatred is done and there is no justice, the breasts of those of us who are grieved over the loss of our loved ones and there is no redress of that grievance, then the lack of justice begins to imbalance the mind. And the more injustice imbalances the mind, the persons who are aggrieved become silly or savage. They lose the knowledge of self. And they begin to live the life of a beast. Palestinians are human beings that are suffering apartheid in their own country. They've taken it for so long. It's easy for them now to strap a bomb on themselves and go into a restaurant and kill people who don't even know why they're dying. They just want to redistribute the pain. Weeks ago in Miami, I quoted the law of retaliation. In the Holy Quran, it says, retaliation is prescribed for you in matters of the slain. It's a prescription by God to balance the mind and calm the breast of those who suffer unjust killings. The Israelis practice the law of retaliation, but to the extreme. The Old Testament says, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, a life for a life. And it warns the aggrieved, don't exceed the limits. The Quran says in matters of the slain, it is a life for a life. But we are warned by God not to exceed the limits and not to ever be the aggressor. For Allah loves not the aggressor. I said in Miami, if the federal government refuses to intercede on our behalf when we are slain, then we must rise up. and kill those who kill us. I never said kill all white people. Those are not my words. Those are the words of the mischief maker. So the Holy Quran answers that. And mix not up truth with falsehood, nor hide the truth while you know. If you're going to quote me, then quote me. But when you add your evil mischief making to my words to make white people think that I'm calling on black people to kill white people to start a race war, then you're nothing but a lying devil. They are saying these things to frighten white people and silly black people. They don't want you and I to meet in Washington to demand justice. They said Farrakhan wants to tear down the American flag. And there are some white people are saying, well, we're going to go to Washington to protect Old Glory. There are many black people in this audience who fought for that flag. There are many wounded blacks and browns and Native Americans and poor whites who have fought for that flag. I can't pledge allegiance to it. But I said, I respect that flag. They didn't print that. My teacher taught me to respect the flag as it is the flag of a sovereign, independent nation. And I want you to respect it because one day we hope to have an independent, sovereign nation with our own flag.